So you talk about targeting different people then. What about the metrics? And you've talked a little bit about that, classic demand gen, and obviously demand gen's changing at the moment anyway, but let's do some marketing to somebody, get them to download it. We create an MQL, we move it to an SQL, etc. It's those common demand gen metrics. But from a product-led growth strategy then, what sort of metrics should people be tracking?
Totally. So there is a couple of ones that do change. You mentioned marketing qualified leads, and I'm not saying throw out those marketing qualified leads. They're irrelevant. Marketing qualified leads are dead. As fun as it is to say that. No. So, but what the next extension of this, like I feel like every 10 years there's a new kind of iteration of like, okay, it's just this, but it's a little more granular, or it's a little bit more, focused. And it's really just the evolution of what do you track as value for this? Because a marketing qualified lead, if you kind of unpack it for a lot of companies, someone downloads your ebook, someone downloads your guide, maybe someone fills out a demo request, bing, 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 I'm an MQL. And yet this is a student doing research. So like, unless you disqualify like maybe company names or something like that, you will probably get that as an outcome at some point. So there's like a lot of like, okay, they shown intent, you maybe have shown intent, maybe they visit the pricing page, so we give them more points. It's all very kind of like subjective. And it doesn't really tell you like, does this person get it as far as what our product's all about? Now that's the part where product qualified leads come in and are really interesting. So you still take all those like demographic information, you can still measure like sign up intent by like, or are they interested in some of these pages, like a pricing page and stuff that shows value or like indicator that they are interested in our product. But the one thing you add on to it is, did this person get the value? And what's so powerful about that part is, one, internally, if you utilize this metric right, whether it's for your onboarding team or even for your marketing team to keep them accountable, is you're going to start measuring this and say, okay, what percentage of signups actually got to value? Maybe right now, this is always embarrassing for companies when they first start this, because they're like, my goodness, it's less than 5%. Like, is this data accurate? And they start having these big questions and they're like, it is. Yeah, I think it is. You're like, oh man, This is bad. And so first you got to like open it up and just find out where you are in this journey, and that's fine. But the second part is like, okay, if it's bad, and for most of us, it will be bad at the very beginning, but what can we do to improve this? And what we always find for product-led companies is that when you start tracking this one metric, you will find that, okay, one, you align teams around the right incentive, which is like, okay, if we really boost this metric, unlike the MQL, where it's like, okay, let's create more guides, let's promote those guides more hardcore, let's make it easier to fill this out so that we get more MQLs and all that stuff. We're actually focused on like, how could I get this person to the right value moment? And what happens, which is so cool about PQLs, is that when you boost this up, you get more people to see success in the product. The next leading indicator is really just who's upgrading. And that almost always goes up once you have that like PQLs dialed in, people are getting to value, and then you'll start to see, okay, actually this correlation between like user success will eventually become our success is so true.
So product-led leads, we've got the people signing up, and then obviously the retention off the back of that then. I guess that's a key one too.
Totally.
Yeah, perfect.